1. Dallas Flash Flood Warning and Weekend Weather Update Northern DFW Flood Watch. 2. July Flooding Guide, Essential Resources and Safety Tips. 3. Kerr County Flood, Warnings, Response, and the Race Against Time. 1. Dallas Flash Flood Warning and Weekend Weather Update Northern DFW Flood Watch. Dallas Weather Alert. Flash Flood Warning for Northern DFW Metroplex. Published on July 12, 2025, at 9:02 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Dallas. A significant flash flood warning has been issued for the areas of Farmers Branch, Carrollton, Addison, and parts of Plano, remaining in effect until midnight. Early morning showers have contributed to a warm and humid Saturday across the Dallas-Fort Worth region. As the day progresses, the likelihood of rain is expected to increase, continuing through the weekend. Understanding flash flood risks. Although the rain and storms are not anticipated to reach severe levels, certain regions may experience heavy downpours, leading to potential flooding. A flood watch is currently active for the western sections of North and Central Texas, lasting until 7 p.m. on Sunday. Saturday's weather impact. In Carrollton, the Emergency Management Office reported several significant weather-related incidents. 4 water rescues were conducted. 2 structure fires occurred, which may have been ignited by lightning strikes. A train was redirected to another crossing due to water accumulation. Despite these alarming events, there have been no reports of injuries or major damage thus far. Saturday forecast overview. On Saturday morning, brief and light showers may pass through the area, but these are expected to dissipate by late morning. As we move into Saturday afternoon, there is a possibility of more intense, scattered storms, although it is not expected to be a total washout. The risk of storms and heavier rainfall will persist into Saturday night, with some areas potentially experiencing gusty winds. Weekend weather outlook. The chances of rain will continue throughout the weekend and into Monday, so stay prepared. Source. This information is provided by the National Weather Service and meteorologist Evan Andrews. What are your thoughts on the weather patterns we are experiencing? Do you think the warnings are sufficient? Or is there more that could be done to prepare the community? Share your opinions in the comments below. ***. Weather updates can be found at Fox 4 News Weather. https://www.fox4news.com/tag/weather and Dallas News. https://www.fox4news.com/tag/us/tx/Dallas-County/Dallas. 2. July Flooding Guide, Essential Resources and Safety Tips. The recent flooding in July has left many Texans reeling, and the road to recovery can be overwhelming. But with the right resources and information, you can navigate this challenging time with confidence. First and foremost, it's essential to prioritize your safety and the safety of those around you. If you're driving, make sure to check the road conditions before heading out and visit drivetexas.org, https://drivetexas.org, for the latest updates. For flood safety information, head over to texasready.gov, https://texasready.gov/be-informed/natural-disasters/floods.html, which provides valuable insights and tips on how to stay safe during and after a flood. But here's where it gets controversial. With so many resources available, it can be hard to know where to turn. That's why we've put together this comprehensive list of individual and family resources to help you get back on your feet. *4 Flood Safety Tips. Visit ready.gov/floods, https://www.ready.gov/floods, which offers expert advice on how to prepare for and respond to flooding. If you need information on evacuation shelters, call 211 or visit tdem.texas.gov/shelter, https://tdem.texas.gov/shelter, for assistance. To find a Texas licensed plumber, visit the Texas Department of Emergency Management's TDM website, https://tdem.maps.arcgis.com/apps/webapviewer/index.html?ID =8 F665D783D184B7B909C9, E13660B3B9. Asterisk, and don't forget to stay connected with TDM on Twitter. https://twitter.com/tdm/status/14878306735019555 $20$T=9 LDBVCSV MUAYJGC Runo 0QG for the latest updates and information. And this is the part most people miss. Reporting damage is a crucial step in the recovery process. Affected Texans are encouraged to report property damage when it's safe to do so, using the Individual State of Texas Assessment Tool, ISTAT, Damage Survey, https://damage.tdem.texas.gov. This helps emergency management officials assess the extent of the damage and allocate resources effectively. Asterisk, fill out the ISTAT Damage Survey, https://damage.tdem.texas.gov, to report your property damage. Asterisk, watch the ISTAT video in English, https://vimeo.com/676899520 embedded =true source =video title owner =420622356 or Espanol. https://vimeo.com/741996005 embedded =true source =video title owner =420622356 for guidance on completing the survey. The Texas Emergency Management Council, state agencies, and partners have also mobilized to provide support and resources to those affected. Asterisk, the One Star Foundation is accepting donations. https://bit.ly/wannastayourflood to support relief efforts. Asterisk, Texas Community Recovery is coordinating volunteer efforts. https://tcr.communityos.org to help with the recovery process. Asterisk, the Salvation Army is providing support through their volunteer hotline 830-465-4797. But what about the long-term recovery efforts? The Public Utility Commission of Texas, https://www.puc.texas.gov/storm, and the Texas Department of Transportation, https://drivetexas.org, are working together to restore essential services and infrastructure. Asterisk, the Texas Health and Human Services Commission is providing social services and disaster-related information, including extreme weather shelters, crisis counseling, and food, rent, and utility payment assistance. Call 211 for support. Asterisk, the Texas Department of State Health Services is offering guidance on flood cleanup safety. https://be-informed/natural-disasters/floods.html #section-3. As you navigate the recovery process, remember that you're not alone. What do you think is the most pressing issue facing Texans during this recovery effort? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Asterisk. 3. Kerr County flood, warnings, response, and the race against time. Imagine a scenario where lives hung in the balance, and the clock was ticking. This is exactly what unfolded in Kerr County, Texas, where despite ample warnings, a devastating flood claimed over 90 lives, leaving many more missing. The story of the flood and the response, or lack thereof, raises critical questions about preparedness and communication in the face of natural disasters. On a fateful Thursday afternoon, the National Weather Service, NWS, issued a flood watch for parts of central Texas, including Kerr County. This watch, a precursor to more severe warnings, indicates that conditions are ripe for flooding, though the exact locations and intensity of the rain are hard to predict. For residents of the Texas Hill Country, an area notorious for rapid and deadly flooding, this should have been a red flag. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite the flood watch and subsequent flash flood warnings, local officials in Kerr County seem to have been caught off guard. The NWS issued its first flash flood warning at 1:14 a.m. on Friday, giving residents and officials 3 hours and 21 minutes to act before the first reports of flooding began rolling in. This warning triggered automatic alerts to cell phones and weather radios, alerting people to the immediate danger. However, the actions taken by local officials in that crucial window remain a mystery. County officials have not responded to interview requests and have not disclosed what steps they took during the night. At press conferences, Kerrville's city manager has deflected questions, focusing instead on search and rescue efforts. Governor Greg Abbott, at a press conference, acknowledged the challenge. No one would know that would be a 30-foot-high tsunami ball of water. NWS officials claim they tried to communicate directly with local authorities throughout the night, but some calls went unanswered. Kerrville's mayor stated he was unaware of the flooding until 5:30 a.m., over 4 hours after the first warning, when the city manager called to wake him up. The flood watch and subsequent warnings were issued well in advance, giving residents ample time to seek safety. However, the effectiveness of these alerts is questionable. Many people may not have received the notifications due to poor cell service, or they might have dismissed them as routine, a common issue in areas prone to frequent flood warnings. As Avanthika Gori, a flood risk expert, explains, people often receive multiple flood watches that don't result in actual flooding, leading to complacency. And this is the part most people miss: the challenge of ensuring that warnings are not only issued but also heeded. The last-mile problem in weather alerting, getting the message to those who need it most, is a long-standing issue in the field of meteorology. Even when the NWS issues warnings, they might not know who is actually receiving and acting on them. For example, Valerie Peters, a guest at a Kerrville RV park, woke up to rain but dismissed the emergency notifications and went back to sleep. She later realized the severity of the situation, saying, "We could have died. We had no idea how serious this rain was." As the floodwaters rose, the NWS issued increasingly urgent warnings, including a flash flood emergency at 4:03 a.m., indicating that lives were in immediate danger. By 5:34 a.m., a second emergency alert was sent, describing a large and deadly flood wave heading down the Guadalupe River. Despite these dire warnings, neither the city nor the county sent push alerts to cell phones early in the morning on July 4th, according to online data. The aftermath has left many questioning the response. Daniel Swain, a climate scientist, noted in a public video call, "This really does appear to be a case where had there been even a modest acknowledgement of the level of danger, I don't think much of the scope of loss of life would have happened." The tragedy in Kerr County highlights the critical importance of effective communication and preparedness in disaster response. While the NWS did its part in issuing timely warnings, the breakdown seems to have occurred at the local level, where the responsibility lies to ensure those warnings are heard and acted upon. What do you think? Should local officials have done more to alert residents, or were the warnings sufficient and the tragedy unavoidable? Share your thoughts in the comments.